Hi, welcome to West Forsyth High School Curriculum Night. My name is Callie Davis, and this course is Advanced Placement Environmental Science, or better known as APES. This is the study of biology, chemistry, and earth systems all together. I am a graduate of the University of Alabama at Birmingham. I began my study and journey at the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, and spent 3.5 years there. I transferred to UAB to finish my program as a medical technologist. I worked for 5 years as a medical technologist, from small hospital labs to large reference labs such as LabCorp. I have a secondary science certification in groups or grades 6 through 12, so I can teach all sciences from grade 6 through 12. I also have certification in healthcare science technology, an online teaching endorsement. I am beginning my 14th year in teaching and my 6th year in Forsyth County Schools. I continued my education at Kennesaw State University, earning both my Master's of Education and my Educational Specialist, which is a degree in between a master's and a doctorate, both in instructional technology. I am married to a wonderful man named Daniel Davis, more commonly known as Coach Davis around here, who is a physics teacher and football coach at West Forsyth High School. We have been married for 18 years, and we have 2 children, Sydney, who is 9, and she attends Kelly Mill Elementary School, and Cullen, who is a very cute 16 months. First semester are multiple topics that students will cover, from fossil fuels and renewable energy sources to water pollution, climate change, solid and hazardous waste, agriculture, soil management, water resources, just to name a few. Second semester, it's much more about a biology approach. Community ecology, do we protect species or do we protect the ecosystem? How is our population growing and how does that dynamic actually affect everything else? What about aquatic life? What about evolution? How is our diversity changing and how do we protect biodiversity? How do we sustain the aquatic life that we have? There are multiple projects, activities, labs, as you would call them, that span the course of this year. This is only a few. Some of my favorite are Tragedy of the Commons or Fishing Lab. If your student hasn't told you about our goldfish activity, please ask them. Schoolyard ecology, biodiversity. Oh dear is one of my favorite about carrying capacity and population growth. CO2 emissions, water use, infectious disease, mining using chocolate chip cookies, soil analysis, and much more. Here are a couple pictures already from this year. The pictures on the right with students' heads near a bowl with straws is our goldfish or Tragedy of the Commons lab. The picture on the left are students that were thrown into the middle of reviewing their biogeochemical cycles, otherwise the carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur cycle, timed and to see exactly how much they know. They realized they needed a little bit more studying time. Hopefully you received the parent homework letter. The students were given this letter at the very first day of class. This letter gives parents an opportunity to introduce your child to me. Allow me to know their interests, their struggles, or even their concerns, previous science issues, maybe in another course, any concerns you have as a parent, expectations not only for myself as their teacher, but also for your child. Every unit, students will be given a unit packet and a calendar. We've changed the calendar approach a little bit this year based on the feedback from my students in my APES class. This calendar will still mimic what's going on in the It's Learning Planner. It will serve more as a checklist and help prepare them for a syllabus they may find in a college course. The college course will provide a syllabus at the beginning of the course, and it will outline everything they are to do. So instead of giving them a day-by-day calendar, this is kind of a nice in-between. It is a checklist of things they need to get done each week. It also helps them learn to manage their time. If I give them a work day, it is their choice what they are to work on. If they ever have any questions, of course, I'll answer them. We try to go ahead and put dates in here for quizzes, when the test will be. It can always change, but at least they have a big snapshot of the larger picture overall for the unit. The unit packet is provided at the beginning of every new unit. It contains chapter vocabulary and questions, as well as a chapter note section or a place for them to actually take notes when they are reviewing the PowerPoints. Activities and labs are included. Work is checked through a classwork homework stamp sheet. I only check work on Fridays. Students can always ask for a deadline extension by Thursday of that week if they cannot meet the Friday deadline. I want students to make sure that they are learning organization and time management skills, but at the same time, they need to learn to communicate, not only with me, but their boss and possible college professors. I want them to advocate and communicate for themselves. Completion is typically most assignments. If they copy the vocabulary wrong, there's not really anything I can do about that. Or I'm not sort of checking that for accuracy. We go over questions in class. We go over, are you staying on pace? So much of this kind of class is not quite as about accuracy as what are we doing with the work. The student will receive 1 homework grade per unit, which is a formative assessment. An example will be if we have 10 assignments that have been checked for the unit, a student will receive a stamp on each corresponding box up to 10. The grade will be based out of those 10 boxes. If the student has all 10 boxes, they will receive a grade of 100. If the student has 8 out of 10 boxes, they will receive an 80. Hopefully this tries to help keep students on task and focused and continuing to move forward with the work in this class. The midterm exam at the end of first semester is teacher created. The final is not quite a final exam, but more of a project. It's given about 2 months before the AP exam. It will count as a final exam, and the AP exam is not counted in their final grade for this course. We do expect every student who is in the AP course to register and take the AP exam. This year, per College Board, the AP exam must be registered and paid for by the end of October. Our AP exam is Monday, May 11th at 12 noon, local time. I know this is a change from last year, so I wanted to make you aware as early as possible for this registration and payment deadline that has changed from spring semester to fall semester. Ways to succeed in this course. I offer office hours on Monday from 7:45 to 8:15, or any other day if I'm in my room, I'm going to answer questions. Afternoons by appointment, as long as there's a 24-hour notice. Flex lunch is a great time to come in and ask questions or get help. Definitely forming a study group and read the textbook. Seriously, I cannot stress this enough. It's not my favorite reading and I teach the course, but it is definitely beneficial for the students. Staying on the Remind app, checking the planner in its learning or the paper calendar, and definitely going over videos. YouTube videos are some of my favorite, and one of the best science channels I found is Bozeman Science. Please encourage your student to ask questions, seek those answers, whether from me or from online. Both are great resources. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at cedavis@forsyth.k12.ga.us. Thank you and good night.